Imagine this, it's 7 a.m. on a Saturday and you're heading off to take the SAT. Think about all the things you'd bring with you to the testing center. Sharpened number 2 pencils would definitely be on your list, right? Well, they might not be for much longer. The SAT is switching to a digital format, and many other aspects of the test are changing as well. This news has big implications for college admissions. But why is it happening? How will the new SAT test-taking experience be different from what you're used to? And how should you prepare for it? Hi, I'm Alex, and welcome back to College Vine. Today we'll be talking about the new SAT and what it means for you. The College Board recently announced that a new SAT is dropping in 2023 for international students and 2024 for those who live in the United States. This is not the first time that the SAT has been reformatted. SAT subject tests were canceled just last year, and the SAT itself was revamped in 2016 with a 1,600-point scale and a new optional essay section. But this latest change is arguably the most drastic. So let's dive in. The main change is that the new SAT will be purely digital, but it's not a take-home test. You'll still have to make that early morning trip to a testing center. Once you get there, you'll be using a laptop. College Board wants students to bring their personal laptop or tablets to take the exam, but has promised to provide students with one if they need it. We don't know everything about the technology yet, but we do know that it can be taken without a constant internet connection. If your laptop crashes mid-test or loses connectivity, you won't lose any work or time while you reconnect. One major benefit of this system is that you'll get your scores in days rather than weeks, which should make the waiting period afterwards a little less nerve-wracking. Besides the digital aspect, there will also be some changes to the test itself. It'll still be out of 1,600, but it will have fewer questions and only take 2 hours instead of 3. College Board has said this will work out to more time per question, so in theory, the new test should be easier to get through. Keep in mind though that the test won't just be easier for you, but for everyone. You'll probably have to get a higher score overall to meet the same percentile as before, kind of like inflation. So we've talked about format, but what about the actual SAT content? First, there's good news. You'll be able to use your calculator on every math question. This does go back to our earlier point though about how the test will be easier for everyone, not just you. So it'll probably be worth it to invest in learning more calculator tricks so you can use yours to its fullest potential. Next up is the reading section. According to the College Board, the new SAT will feature a broader range of reading passages to better reflect the diversity of materials students will read in college. There will now be one reading passage per question, but the passages themselves will be shorter. That's all we know so far, but we expect there will be a lot more changes in the final version. The College Board promises that its new SAT will not just be the old SAT tossed onto a website. The test will be fully restructured to take advantage of the digital platform. However, we're still not sure about what redesigns are in store, and we won't fully know until the new test is released. Okay, so how does all of this affect your admissions chances? Well, let's think about why the SAT is adapting in the first place. COVID-19 has made it difficult to take the test in person, has limited studying resources, and has digitized education more broadly. A shorter, simplified, and digital SAT is the natural result. These changes keep the SAT relevant, which is especially important since many colleges have experimented with test optional policies during the pandemic. The new SAT shows that the College Board expects these policies to stay for the foreseeable future, and they're planning accordingly. So, how should you prepare for the new SAT? First, you should study for the test as much as you can, since test optional policies are still more of a safety net than anything else. The shorter, less stressful test will likely increase student scores across the board, so you will need to dedicate more time to test prep than before to get a competitive score. Lastly, you want to make sure that you're prepping with up-to-date online resources. The digital test-taking experience won't feel the same as the paper version. For example, instead of handwriting notes in the margins of a passage or running a long division, you'll be using digital annotation tools, which you'll want to get used to before you take the test. And there you have it. The new SAT will mark a new digital era in standardized testing, but its future is still quite uncertain. No one knows whether the new test will be as easy and equitable as the College Board says, or even whether it will stem the tide of test optional policies from colleges. But one thing remains certain: a competitive score will still be an important part of the college admissions process. If you're a future college applicant, you're not alone in navigating through changes like the new SAT. All you have to do is head over to collegevine.com to get help on all your admissions-related needs, such as blogs, live streams, and even a chancing engine, all available when you make a free account. We're also on TikTok and Instagram, so check us out there if we haven't popped up on your feed yet. And of course, if this video is helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to keep up to date with all our upcoming content. Thanks for watching, and see you again next time.